Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 87 of the Casual Weebs podcast. An incredible week, like it always is. First of all, Gachiakuta, disaster. Disaster or one of the greatest things ever, because there is apparently some legendary animators that decided, hey, we're gonna kind of slow things down this year. Kind of like, stay in the background, not work on any projects, but they finally came out for one project, and that is Gachiakuta episode 21, and their presence was felt. Like, holy fucking shit, so goddamn good. And honestly, I can see where the hate is coming from. Not that they did a bad job, but mainly because they decided to work on Gachakuta instead of My Hero Academia's final season. And honestly, I can kind of see where that hate's coming from.
Ooh.
There's a lot of My Hero Academia fans that are very fucking butthurt that they did not work on that project, but instead worked on Gachakuta. But I gotta say, as a Gachakuta fan, I don't give a fuck. It's worth. I'm so excited. It dominated. It was so fucking clean, that fight.
Dude, so good. I definitely know what you mean. Like, as if I was like a My Hero Academia fan,
Yeah.
you would feel like slighted or whatever, but this comes down to like the perfect like Mappa situation when a studio takes on like multiple big projects.
Mhm.
It's tough to like, make sure they both get all the attention they need. So I definitely could see where that's coming from. But yeah, the animation in this episode was crazy. Everything from like Engine's umbrella, like the spinning animations were sick.
Mhm.
Obviously, the whole shot with Rudo, like really really cool. And I thought they made Bundus, like the big like buff raider, they
Mhm.
made him look really cool too. Just like from start to finish, really like a damn good episode.
Dude, it was so like even Rio's like fighting like style, like with how like fluid it is and he's twirling the scissors around, just looked so fucking
Yes.
good. And you're right, yo, that scene with Rudo at the end where he's firing those two shots, I love. Dude, reading that in the manga too was so fucking awesome because he fires the first shot and it's like holy fuck, and then it cuts back to him and he's just like again, it just fucking sends another one, and
Yeah.
you're just like holy fuck, absolutely incredible. The animation for it was so goddamn good. It's exactly what we needed. It was perfect. And then of course it kind of just it's just comes full circle. Rudo then at the end is kind of just like upset. He's like fuck. Like these abilities, these vital instruments, there are like cherished items for people. You know what I mean? You're literally giving it and nurturing its soul. You know what I mean? So when you see one destroyed and someone who's like Rudo, who like really cares for things that are considered trash, and sees the value in everything, like he can see the sentimental value too. That's what like so important about his powers and his abilities. But it's like he just sees it, he's just like fuck, and he's a kid. Like I can fix it. I said before, you know what I mean? Like they're not gone. So like I feel like it came full circle. It was so amazing, and it was Gachakuta at its core. It was phenomenal.
You're exactly right. This was like the quintessential Gachiakuta episode, I think, so far.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where like he fires the second shot, it was really sick. But how they had like the nail literally hit the dead center of the last nail and break through it was like, oh my god, just masterclass
Mm-hmm.
work. Really love that. But I think this was also like very big, like story wise and character development wise for Rudo too. So like 21 episodes in, you've got lots of content. You've had a lot of the plot laid out week to week. We basically have learned that Rudo's not really a bad person. He has like a lot of anger and like trauma the way he grew up and everything that happened with his dad Regto.
Mm-hmm.
But then on top of that, like he's still a good friend to people. He makes an effort. He tries to like diffuse arguments before they like escalate and stuff. Like Rudo's shown he is not just intelligent, but like he has like a good side to him. But like that can in like this world is also a blessing and a curse in the same way that like it makes his artifacts like stronger,
Yeah.
but at the same time like Engine says it perfectly, like you can't over empathize for your opponent's things, like you still
Mm-hmm.
have to beat them. And like we pretty much see that even through the manga, that's like a core value for Rudo. Like he's very empathetic and he does what he has to do, but yeah, then he feels bad. And even Bundus is like, dog, I said I would be good. And he, like it was really cool the way like everything like filtered back into his shoulder. But just like a perfect episode. And I think it really spoke a lot about like Rudo's character, how much he's grown so far, but like how much he has yet to go.
Yeah, it's insane. And like bringing up the manga and like, of course we had some new developments happen in the past, two chapters in Gachakuta 2 in the manga. We're not going to say anything, not here at least. But that's the thing I wanted to come back to. Got a little too excited in the beginning and got right into Gachakuta. But some things I wanted to bring up is that first of all, if you're not watching the dub for Gachakuta, you definitely should go back if you're missing it later on when it's done and rewatch it because ghost stories, right? Everyone knows about it because of this iconic dub. Honestly, Gachiakuta, their voice actors for the English dub, have been taking liberties in adding in like new lines, like improvised lines that fit their characters and fit Gachiakuta so fucking perfectly. They're done so well. You've probably seen a couple of clips.
Yo, Rudo, you got some pretty good game for a worn-out, foul-mouthed, butthurt, ratchety, short-stacked sphere, right? But wait, my poison's probably gonna keep him in La La Land for a minute. You can just tell him I said bye when he gets up.
The dub is now 2 weeks behind. It was coming out like on par, but then there was a delay, and it's been 2 weeks behind now. But you got to go back and check it out. Some of these voice lines are so fucking funny, and I wonder if we're gonna see more animes kind of take that liberty with like, hey, you know what? Let's freestyle here a little bit. I think there's definitely been some situations where like it really paid off and like improved it. Like I gotta say, because of it, I think the dub's better for Gachiakuta, even though the sub is so fucking good. But I can also see this being a massive fucking disaster. But also, shout out to Jedi. As always, we appreciate you. They were commenting on the last episode, and they're like, hey, yo, you guys should do some chapter reactions. Because
Ooh, yes.
Gachiakuta has been fucking hitting in the manga. And honestly, that idea sounds pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, I fought YouTube for 3 hours last week because I was trying to post just a 6-minute video talking about Dead Man's Wonderland, what it's about, and why you should watch it, because it is actually pretty fucking amazing. It's awesome. But yeah, you can't add clips of Dead Man's Wonderland. It's fucking impossible. I got hit with copyright for like 3 hours to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm good. We're just not going to post it this week. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Take the defeat.
Yeah, so speaking of manga, you're not going to have that problem. So I think doing more manga videos too would be a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of mangas that are in some insane arcs that would be really cool to do like reactions and kind of talk about. Chainsaw Man you were talking about, it seems like it might be coming to a close soon. I've been reading it. It's been fucking incredible. So doing a video on that would be sick. So let us know in the comments down below what's a manga you think we should be talking about or be reading, because Blake's an OG, but I am very new to manga. So even if you think the manga's super popular and we're probably already reading it or already read it, there's a chance we haven't. So let us know in the comments down below. But Gachiakuta, holy shit. Episode started off strong too, because the gang shows up. Engine's like, hey, yo, I know where my boy's at. Instantly goes there. You brought it up last episode where he's like, yo, how did he like find Rudo that fast? And that was something that was brought up and then completely moved past this episode where he's like, hey, yo, how did he get here? Like, how did he
Never went back to it.
Never went back to it.
So, and like that was kind of like my whole point. Like, I feel like Engine is not like giving us like we're kind of like the rest of the cleaners as an audience. We're like Corvus and Seimu and Engine are as far as like the story. Unless you've read whatever 158 chapters of the manga. We got some like very key pieces last time, which definitely down to do some chapter reactions. That would be sick. And I would love to know what people are reading, because like I have absolutely gone down the rabbit hole. I might as well just give Viz like half my Sunday, because I'm reading like every Shonen Jump thing that comes out. But there's still stuff I haven't read, like Dan to Dan, because we didn't. There were like times where we're like, oh, I want to read the manga, but I'll wait till the season's over, and you don't get around to it. So I would love to know what people are reading. Yeah, but Gachiakuta, definitely worth it. I feel like going back to your point about the dub too, it fits like their characters and kind of how they talk in the manga, a lot more crass. Like Rudo is super vulgar. He curses all the time. So it kind of like works, you know what I mean? I think it fits a little bit better. And maybe that's like, a little more acceptable here than in Japan. You don't want them like saying fuck this and fuck that. Like I do all the time, but I think it makes the dub really, really good. And it kind of fits like the vibe of the manga I got, which, as a manga reader, you're like, nah, that's really hitting.
See, it's more than just the cursing too. Like, you probably have seen it. It's the I'll probably take the clip and put it in here. It is Jabber's like line. Jabber has this insane line where it's just so fucking funny and it's just so good. It's just like you have to see it. If you know, you know. But like it is really, really good. They just add like a lot where it's like, yo, it just fits so well, and it just seems more free flowing, which is just awesome. But this episode was hilarious because Engine pops up, everyone else joins. Rio shows up with Zanka, and I feel everyone's like ready to go. Everyone's like, hey, yo, let's throw down. And Zonka's sitting there dead. And they're looking at him like, hey, yo, Zonka, really? Like, bro, like, everyone's fine but him. Gita is on the ground, but, like, she's just, like, napping. She even said, she's like, ugh, I hit my head. I'm just going to lay here for a bit.
I love how they, like, cut back to her and show her quite literally laying down for more than just a little bit.
Dude, it was so good. But yeah, the animation in this episode was absolutely fucking incredible. Rio, her reactions too were so fucking funny in the beginning. Where it was like her like chibi face or whatever. It was so fucking hilarious. And I am so excited for next episode because Bundus, the GOAT. Honestly, one of my favorite raiders. The fact that he's a newbie is insane. The guy's design is insane. He definitely has that like vet presence. Like his experience is insane. He is an absolute beast, taking on like all fucking 5 cleaners at once and was kind of just chilling. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's kind of like, boys, this is all we can throw at them. The cleaners are looking pretty fucking weak compared to the Raiders. But now we have a new Raider to deal with, and Rudo is out of juice because, like Engine was talking about, he's able to control 3 items at a time, 3 objects at a time, because he's dividing the power. Well, he put all of that power into one, and now he's completely tapped. And now they have a Raider they have to go against that kind of kicked Rio's ass. Rio's reaction when she saw her, though, was like, fuck, I should have shot her in the head. I shouldn't have left.
You could see it, like, her eyes get big, and it was like, Engine, you bastard, this is on you. I would have killed her, like, back in my old assassin days. And I love that, because, like, Rio, I think, especially through the manga, she carries that, like, kind of, like, Ice Queen vibe, where, like, yeah, she has these, like, funny-ass chibi reactions, and she's very, like, acts her age with Rudo, kind of like a kid. And then you see it, and it's like, oh, yeah, she's, like, an assassin. She's badass. She's definitely, like, more experienced than a lot of the other cleaners. And going back to Bundes, too, what a badass job. Basically handled the whole cleaners in front of the boss. Like,
Yeah.
no big deal. But I thought it was funny, Bro Santa, or whoever the older one is.
I think
Dear
it's Bro
Santa?
I think it's Bro Santa.
So, like, bro, as soon as they start fighting, he's like, yeah, rookie my ass. This guy is definitely not a rookie. And, like, you could tell by his age, but I thought that was funny how, like, literally everybody, like, as an audience, what you're thinking is, like, yeah, guy's not a rookie.
Bro, Zoe gave him love. Zoe was like, he's pretty good. I'll keep him around. It's like, yeah.
Acceptable. It was like, yeah, all right, bro, you just got to sit there, like, chilling on the manhole.
Yeah, just vibing as Bundes is fucking carrying. It was absolutely insane. But Rio, yeah, like when she fights, like she locks in. Like it's insane. We even kind of see it with her last fight. Like she says her shoots her twice, gets real fucking close to her, and it's just like, you're lucky I made a deal where I can't kill anymore. I would put you the fuck down. And she's like, oh, you're an assassin, like I knew it. She's like, yeah, but that's our secret. Which also makes me like really curious because we haven't gotten to this in the manga. Is a whole world, right, of Gachiakuta, not just the sphere, but on the ground, and we kind of learned about the chick that we're going against now. I forgot her name, with the long hair. She talked about how her tribe was, like, wiped out, like, her people, and it's, like, a village of, like, or used to be a village of, like, really badass fucking fighters. I wonder if there's that kind of, like, plot line with assassins. Like, there's some, like, group of assassins that are really fucking dark, really fucking dangerous, and are just lethal and gruesome. And when she heard like oh, like you're an assassin, like I kind of got that vibe. It was kind of like you're one of them. You know what I mean?
And you make a really good point. And I guess I've been more in the anime, like vibe, watching week to week. But like we've already visited a couple places. You get like a pretty good glimpse of the Cleaners HQ. We went to Canvas Town. I know there's another place that they went, like the downtown area where Rudo and Engine first go.
Yeah.
So like there's multiple different towns. There's like a huge aspect of like this world, like these little towns in this wasteland that I feel like as an anime viewer, you don't really pay attention to.
It's like little
you're focused on like, yeah, but you're focused on the cleaners and like the story and the plot, or like you just got done watching a badass fight, or like we're going to look for ammo now. That I guess I didn't really realize you're kind of visiting these different places, below the sphere. And maybe we will get more of that. I think you do definitely, but there's still just like a lot of backstory I think we need to get.
Yeah. The manga, if you're looking for a lot of that, has some good stuff. Dude, it's so good.
But still,
we definitely gotta like get into that more.
Yeah, definitely. There's still so much like we don't know as like readers. We're finally starting to get into it, but I think that's part of what makes it so amazing. Like you hunger for more information and like you want to be, more knowledgeable, but like you only get what the author gives you.
Bro, that's what I'm hoping for, where we can just get like more and more from Gachiakuta, because it's like, hey yo, the animation's there, you're bringing on legends on the project, you have some big names coming in and doing the openings, you know what I mean? You have a lot of attention. It's just like, hey yo, let's get that next season ASAP. But I did hear some bad news about Gachiakuta. Someone was doing the math of like, hey, here's what chapter we're at, here's like how many chapters are being adapted per episode. Like these 2 seasons are gonna go pretty far, like to like chapter like 90-ish. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of crazy of where it could end. And they're like, if they adapt the second season, like it'll catch up like to the manga. So you got to think how long it'll take for that 3rd season. So we could get a 2nd season kind of soon, but in doing so, like yeah, it's gonna be like 2-3 years before we can get another one.
Yeah, and like I will say, Gachiakuta, you're definitely right. They did a great job of like promoting it and making it a bigger premiere.
Yeah.
And especially what we've seen earlier this year, some premieres had like no promotion at all, or stuff like 2B Hero X didn't blow up until it was like into the middle.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that. Like, it took like the second or third episode before people were like really talking about it. It's like, dude, where did this anime come from? We didn't see anything about it.
Yeah, and even like I forget which Fate it is. Strange Fake, I think. Whatever one dropped one episode earlier this year and then dipped on us. We didn't get any information on that in forever. So like press can be a weird thing. I thought Kei Urana, the author, did a really, really good job of like promoting it. She used like a lot of like her friends and like popular, she has like a huge VTuber. Pale Dust just dropped an album today, actually. Phenomenal Japanese metal band. Like there was like a lot of firepower behind it. And I mean, as somebody who binged like the first 150 chapters, I don't know like how consistent week to week she was with like how big of a project Gachiakuta is, but it definitely paid off. So I feel like doing that, yeah, it does make sense because there's really like 2 arcs, I guess you could say, after this.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have as much as something like Tougen Anki where, and I'll get into that later, but there's like so much there, and like the pacing is different that you're gonna have like 250 chapters.
Yeah, so it's insane. It kind of sucks that we're not going to get that season 3 then for a while. But hey, I'm definitely still down to take that season 2 as early as possible. Because there's some good fucking shit that's happening right now that is going to be so good, like animated. It's going to be amazing. But hey, speaking of amazing, honestly, Tougen Anki was sick. I do want to talk about that. I want to talk about wandance first. I want to talk about wandance that has just been hitting. We haven't talked about that in a couple of weeks. Since then, we've had the competition, which was awesome. Seeing the dancers were sick. We got the final vote. They ended up winning the whole thing, and the MVP was Wanda. But then we immediately switched up, and I like that too because it humbled us. Because we were sitting here like, oh, dude, like our boy, he's getting this recognition, he's getting this love. Is he gonna surpass Wanda already? No, not fucking at all. But then it also was just like, oh yeah, Lori was like, oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Who like the promising freshman is. Not fucking you, it's Wanda. And I was like, oh, like that one stung a little bit, bro. Like shit, it kind of like it's a reality check. We're like, yeah, he's not him. Like this is Wanda's thing. But now we swapped up again, and now it's like, all right, but your thing is like dance battles. That's where you shine. That's where you can surpass Wanda. That's where you can beat her. And we got immediately into it. He is battling the club president and nearly wins. Like these past 3 weeks have been fucking awesome. What have you been thinking of them?
I felt like this last episode really kind of brought it together, but you make a good point. Like, they kind of like refocused. It felt like it was a little too feel good, and like it was enjoyable, but like, yeah, Wanda's the MVP. Kind of like Lori, and like, yeah, it's so funny that he was like getting into a dance battle with like literally the teacher. You know what I mean? But you like, yeah, we kind of get humbled a little bit, and you're like, all right, cool, down to earth. And then it like immediately switches gear. We meet I forget what his name is, but like the long black hair. He looks a little bit older, I guess, than some of the other characters.
He was in the competition.
Yeah. Like we get a little bit more of him. They bring him back. So like you can kind of see like things expanding, and it's not just about like the MC and this crazy like rise to fame, but he does an awesome job like kind of adapting and like feeling it out. And then like after I watched like that dance battle between him and the teacher, I was like, I don't know. I would have went with the teacher for the first round with the long-haired character. I kind of felt like she lost that second round. I thought my man did a really good job, but it was cool to see like kind of how they animated some of the dance moves, and like they did a really good job, and like that kind of like street fashion. They do a good job of like making that a part of it. So I got to say, yeah, like the last like 2 or 3 episodes have really, really like stepped it up and been good. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Bro, I was vibing to those fucking dance battles. I was like, oh, the music's popping. They're fucking killing it. I'm like, yo!
The music wasn't doing too much or like too like loud or like in the front and anything. I thought it was perfect. I was like, damn, all right, this is sick.
Dude, like, it's doing well. And what's really cool is it kind of established it. It's like, all right, listen, Wanda is, like, the actual dancer, right? She's very fucking good at it. It's very obvious. Everyone can see her talent. She's kind of gonna be the, the apprentice to Own, I think her name is, the club president. We're like, she's just a phenomenal dancer all around. Our boy is gonna follow more like Lori, where it's like, yeah, you can dance, but, like, you're kind of like in the middle. Like where you shine is dance battles. That's where you fucking kill it. Because that's where everyone at the competition was even saying too. Like, yo, this kid's impressive. When he like kind of like, improvised there, like he kind of like fucking killed it. The professional noticed that. The long haired dude, like the older looking guy that was competing too, even said that because like he talked to him. He's like, "Oh, Lori, you're here. Like, why didn't you dance?" And he was like, "Hey, yo, kid, you fucking killed it. Like that was awesome." He's like, "Wait, what?" I thought like, and he made that face, and Lori was like, Lori ratted him out. It was like, yeah, he's upset that you said that he looked fucking stupid before the competition. He's like, what? Like, we weren't talking about you, bro. We were talking about stuff we were doing. He's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, like I don't know, some of that like comedic like relief is really good in the sense too, because like it's very much more down to earth than like your typical like the typical tropes you get
Yeah.
in anime, like a little bit of that camaraderie, because like they probably spend a decent amount of time together. So some of that stuff is really, really good, but like kind of understated in the dialogue.
And it's like understandable too, because like it's a common misunderstanding. You know what I mean? Like you can see where he misunderstood that. And he's like, it's like kind of it's like, all right, I get it. But
Everybody's been there.
yeah, but then they also introduced the blue-haired kid. We don't know anything about this guy now. He kind of shows up, watches this video, and he's like, hey, that kid looks pretty good. I want to dance battle that guy. Like, yeah, like everyone's like, yeah, like Wanda's really good, but they're like, this kid's impressive too. Like, I want to battle this guy. So, especially with him going toe to toe with the president, Lori being back now in the club, Wanda even breaking down, crying to his performance, and kind of being like, hey, yo, I feel like I can go anywhere with you. You know what I mean? It seems like we finally have that like partnership. He's not following Wanda around like a lost puppy anymore. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
together they can fucking do things. Wanda can go to the heights that she wants to go, and like our boy can learn how to dance better still. Not really that, but like really, dominate the battling scene. So I cannot wait to see him battle more. I feel like he even said it, like it's impossible not to get better battling. So I feel like that's gonna be insane. I feel like we already have like our potential opponents already lined up, and it's gonna be so fucking cool. And now it's gonna be nice too because Laurie isn't gonna be in the episodes more because he's back in the club. I like how that too. How everyone is right. How everyone's like, oh, like it was a typical gossip. Oh, I heard if he beats her, they get to go out in the dance battle, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't think she would waste our time with something like so trivial. And at the end, they're like, hey, by the way, why were you guys battling? He's like, oh, like, I have to be in the club now. And they're like, oh my god, like we were right. So I was like their second guess. And then in his head, he's like, and I can't date her. And it was just like, yo, that was really it. The students actually nailed what it was about. Like that's so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude, so good. Like the writing for it is funny as shit. It was really, really good. And I think, like you said, moving forward, like we have a new kind of like male character that's like looking at the MC, and it feels more of like I kind of thought of like Blue Box in the sense that like Taiki and the female MC like we're doing their own thing. Like it's
Yeah.
not just like him following her. Like his interest is like encouraged by his romantic feelings rather than him actually just liking this and like oh yeah the girl I like is also like really good at it too.
Yeah.
So I was glad they kind of like pushed through that. And it's always tough in the beginning. We always say like give it 3 or 4 episodes. But now that we're like towards the second half of it, much better, much more like defined.
Dude, I've been loving it. I think Wandance is awesome. It's like one of my favorites each and every week. Tougen Anki is one that just keeps getting better and better and better. Speaking of an anime that started out really fucking shitty, and for what, like 9 episodes, you know what I mean? Where people were just hate watching it for 9 fucking episodes, being like, why am I watching this? Man, did it like mature? You know what I mean? It's been getting so much fucking better. You're getting a lot of the shitty stuff that people were getting annoyed at in the beginning out. The fights are fucking awesome. Like, dude, I was losing my fucking mind. So we have like what 2 episodes to talk about because we have the whole setting up to the fight and then the first part of the fights this week, which we talked about it before we even started. What's up with the dude who fucking crashed the car? You're telling me you're not gonna apply the like? Have you seen those videos where someone
Yeah.
takes a piece of cheese and throws it on the cat's head and they go flying? They instantly freak the fuck out and like jump 30 feet. That's what this was. He was like, oh, by the way, I can make it so they can't see. Like they see what he sees. And the guy just like speeds up in the car and then just starts swerving and then hits a fucking. I'm like, bro, just take your foot off the gas and apply the brake, and then you live. Like, there's no shot we're dying in that situation. It's insane.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing. Like, and I didn't really get that from the manga, so I was cracking up. Guy just has a complete meltdown
Yeah.
and literally speeds up into a wall.
Yeah.
Doesn't think like, oh yeah, let me hit the brakes. Let me calm down for a minute. Very, very funny though, and like kind of fits his character. Dude was just an idiot.
Yo, but speaking of like someone we thought was an idiot but went straight belt to ass, what was that fucking fight this week? Like, I forget the kid's name. The kid who's his powers based off of his anger depends on what weapon he gets, and the angrier he is, the better the weapon and the more powerful it becomes. Like, Murino was sitting there, and I see exactly what you're saying, where he gets like a harem of fanboys. Everyone's just like, oh no, I want to fight him. No, you had to fight him last time. It's my turn to fight him. He's like, guys, ladies. I already fought you. I'm gonna fight you next. You know, like I fuck this. So he goes against the kids, and I'm like, they're fucked. Like, there's no shot that the kids win. And everyone's just like, nah, yeah, we don't really want to fight. One dude steps up, and like he's dead. I mean, I don't think 4 of them would win that fight, and bro just steps up and solos him. What? fucking incredible.
And like he has that horrible like trope where he's like against everybody and like I have no
Yeah.
friends, I could do it all on my own. And you think like, yeah, my boy's about to get humbled real quick.
Mhm.
Actually, quite the opposite. Solos carries the team, and like they did kind of allude to it not being over. He's like walking unconscious, like he's not totally beaten yet, and they use
Nah,
that chance to like
he's
get away.
beaten, bro. He's cooked.
I was so mad. It's like, dude, that guy is like literally unconscious. Just cut his head off. This is like a war for like life and death.
Yeah.
Kill that guy.
Mhm.
But like, it's not really that kind of shonen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it was really sick because I was not expecting that. Not in the not in the manga. You know what I mean? Because his like buildup was kind of like, what does this guy actually have? His power is definitely not one of the cooler or like more OP ones we've seen
It's
so
definitely
far.
OP.
But
It's 100% OP because he fucked up the chick with the prisms too, like the cages. He wasn't he the one that kicked
Man.
her ass as well. Like he's low
I-
key OP.
I thought it was Kugasaki with the chainsaws and stuff because he like gets closed into the box.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But like, you're definitely right. It started really fucking slow, and even this episode, like, all right, they're clearly putting off Mikado versus Shiki for the end, which is fine, like the finale of the season.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, the pacing on this is like so slow. It's like the manga's really drawn out, and at the end of the day, like I've said this before too, those Momo are like pretty like I won't say like terribly important to the story, but they're like with us the whole way. So it's not like you have a bunch of like discardable villains or like a bunch of new Momo that don't really hold any weight in the story.
Mhm.
So I do appreciate them like taking their time with some of the characters. And yeah, I can't remember his name. The dude who fights this episode with like the eyebrow piercing.
Yeah.
His character arc, like, and even this episode, I was like, you love him 1 minute and you hate him the next minute. It's like so back and forth. And his character like whole arc is very much like that too.
Dude, I mean, like his fight was absolutely insane and comedic as well because like he'd be like, all right, guys, like I got this, and the other guy was like, oh my god, like he's so strong, and the girl was like, hey, yo, fuck, what? Like I'm strong. Like tell me I'm strong. Like not him. Like, you trying to steal my man, motherfucker? And dude, that shit had me dying. She was ready to throw. They're ready to fight each other. She's like, yo, save my man. It's like he's trying to like fight. Like what? Dude, I had to
Yeah, dude,
cry.
she's literally fighting for his life, and she's like
Yeah.
calling out. She cracks me up. I know that's like her trope or whatever,
Mhm.
but very funny in this episode.
Yeah, dude, had me absolutely dying. I'm excited though. I think the actual fight's gonna happen next episode. I think because that's what it looked like. They kind of went outside. We kind of saw that like showdown per se. Dude, the blonde dude pisses me off. Like, goes right up to Shiki. He's like, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Like, we're just fighting. And it's like, I can't tell if you're fucking with us or not. Like, why are you trying to like bring him like alone? You know what I mean? Like, is it to be like, hey man, like we're good. Like, I know it's a misunderstanding. Or are you genuinely pissed and I'm like gonna root for your ass kicking? Like, what's going on?
Especially following a guy. It's not like you have some super legendary OP like teammate, or his teammate is like his boss, I think. Like
Yeah.
Mikado's still kind of low on like the ranks because
Mhm.
they talk about him like raising through the ranks. I think when they first introduce him. So I'm like, it'd be one thing if he was like some legend or like some OP guy. He literally this episode runs away from the fight because has like no physical capability, which is fine. He's not like a front lines guy, but like he's literally just like a piece of shit. He's a rat, and like Mikado for some reason listens to him extremely like loyally, and it doesn't really make any sense because he's not a dumb guy, but.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
talking about
so
the dude with the shaved head, with the part of the shaved head where he just dips?
Yeah, with the eye ability.
Yeah.
He's basically falls on his back and then books it, and it was like, ooh, that's a big loss of aura. Right.
Well, like, yeah, he has like a pussy, but like, to be fair, he is like a surveillance guy, you know what I mean? The problem is his aesthetic makes you think he's some badass, mean fighter, but it's like, no, he's just a fucking wuss.
And he's like, yeah, tries to be like up in the mix where like all the like the recon team that we've met for the Oni are like very much like want to stay out of the way, except for the brutally condescending guy with the big eyes.
I was just saying, yeah.
Excellent character, but like sometimes you're like, hey yo, don't talk to my main character like that. Shut your
Yeah.
mouth, dog. But like him and Mikado have a great dynamic, which again goes back to my point. I'm glad they kind of set some of these people up because like our cast is almost like pretty much complete for the most part, but like they're not like discardable characters, which makes it feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, so far, I think it's been really good. I'm really excited for this fight. It's gonna be interesting to see, especially when, like you brought up, it's like we're gonna see them multiple times throughout. That could be like bad, that could be good. I don't know. So far, we haven't really met them. You know what I mean? Like right now, we have a lot of mixed feelings about the blonde dude. But like, we don't know the other guy. So if we're gonna spend like 3, 4 seasons, 5 seasons with them, it's like hopefully we get to learn a little bit more about them and like become a little bit more likable. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it could just get
Nope.
stale. I feel like you know what I mean?
No is the easy answer, but yeah, I don't want to say everybody kind of comes around, but like they don't. I don't think they really have a choice. You know what I mean? I think, like it's always these two fucking guys. Like,
Mhm.
but like they'll show up and then it's like, well, like Murino beat our ass, Shiki beat our ass, like that other guy beat our ass. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But we were here. Like, I don't know. Something about that, like, I do love about their characters.
Dude, I can't wait. I think it's gonna be really good. I'm interested to see when Gachiakuta and Tougen Anki do announce second seasons. Hopefully, very very soon. But I'd be surprised because next week, boys, is when we are dropping the winter episode. Where we're talking about everything coming out in the winter season. It is going to be awesome. It is going to be packed. There is so many fucking like primetime goated animes that are going to be out. It's going to be insane. I'm super excited for it. But next year's going to be amazing. So, honestly, I'm not too upset if we have to wait like a year for a new season. Because since they did the double seasons, you know what I mean? They technically dropped 2 at once. But yeah, the sooner the better. Because, I mean, a year without Gachi at this point, I don't think I can go too long without it. I'm just too used to it. I need my Gachiakuta Sundays permanently, every week, all the time.
The worst part is when you hit that level of depravity where you're like waiting for like weekly manga chapters and like you have no next season announced, and that is the only form of media you get anymore. But like that's why I end up reading the manga half the time, just because I need it now. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, is there an I think a chapter drops literally tonight, so we're gonna be getting on that. I'll tell you that much. Chapter dropped 5 minutes ago. We got to get right on that. But I'm really excited to do the manga videos. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really good mangas to do. Gachiakuta is in its peak right now. Like, oh my god, this arc is so unbelievably good. Kagurabachi. You know, there's a lot. Chainsaw Man, when that finishes up, we're gonna be getting on that. But then also, there seems like there's like so many out there that are just really good and that haven't even been adapted yet. You know, that's the awesome part, is that these stories haven't even been told and they're not ruined yet, because some adaptations are kind of ass. So that's what sucks. But I'm excited for it. Let us know in the comments down below what we should be checking out. We'll definitely be looking at those. And I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to add?
May I ask for one final thing? Has been very good. Loving the build up. I think we'll get like a really good finale.
Yeah.
And for me, I would say, I feel like Wandance. I don't know. To be fair, which is like more popularity or like which is more of a sleeper. But between that and Wandance, may I ask for one final thing? Definitely 2 like lower key animes that really did hit very hard. They were very good so far.
I agree. I think May I Ask for One Final Thing is actually more popular than we think.
Yeah, I don't like necessarily look at all the numbers that much, so I don't know what's more popular, but they both did really good. And Wandance being on Hulu, I feel like always kind of like limits your audience versus obviously Crunchyroll.
Yeah, May I Ask for One Final Thing has a 4.9 rating, which is insane. It's really good, with 25k reviews, which is actually pretty fucking cracked. How much is Gachiakuta?
Holy shit.
168k reviews for Gachi. That's fucking top tier. That's an elite anime right there.
I want to see how many manga volumes. New series, there's only 6 volumes, so it's not like something super long running.
For the May I Ask for One Final Thing manga?
Yeah, art looks fucking sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Might have to get into that one. But hey, that is it. We're coming close to the end here. It is going to suck. But again, next week we're talking about everything that is dropping in winter 2026. It's going to be awesome. So that is it, guys. Hope you guys enjoy your week. And later. Peace.